to our palm produce of the days of the year? What has happened to our groundnut pyramids of the days of the year? What has happened to our cocoa plantations and cocoa produce, the rubber plantations and all those? What has happened to them? Is it possible for us to reenact, those days of the year and then begin to see what we do with the value chain, from this, produce, and then process, and then manufacture, which is what we are talking about today, so that we will leave oil and begin to do other things that will generate, foreign exchange for our country and increase our GDP. I think that's why we all gathered here today. And thankfully, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, led by Lady Awads Gala and also other big people, have thought it wise to bring specialists, experts on this topical issue.
The event, with the theme Revitalizing Nigeria's Economy Through Manufacturing-Driven Non-Oil Export, brought together manufacturers, policy makers, industrial experts, members of the organized private sector, traditional rulers and chief executive officers of conglomerates to discuss challenges and prospects for revitalizing Nigeria's economy through the manufacturing of non-oil export.
Today we have brought together stakeholders. We have brought together industry experts, brought together government functionaries and manufacturers themselves. And all stakeholders have gathered here to explore this particular issue that has to do with export. Where are those sectors, export enabling sectors in the southeastern region? How can we explore the areas that we have comparative advantage so that we can be able to harness the opportunities that are here and be able to position ourselves for the global market? So we have been having discussions around non-oil sector for exports. And then we're also looking at the issue of ease of doing business, because you can't talk about manufacturing if the environment is not conducive.
The chairman at the event and CEO, Nathan Limited, Chief Martin Abaso, MFR or Chudo, said the AGM could not have come at a better time given the nation's present economic realities.
I've seen people who say that nothing is going to happen. The economy remains the same. This economy cannot remain the same. It has a solution. We are looking for the solution. And that is why I believe that God will bless this woman and her team in a very special way for her contribution. When history is written, she will be favorably remembered.
In her welcome address, the chairman, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria MAN Southeast Branch, Lady Ada Chukwudozie, emphasized the urgent need for Nigeria to shift away from its oil-dependent economy by strengthening the manufacturing sector to boost exports and revenues. She said such measures have become imperative to address challenges like price volatility, promote economic diversification, and ensure economic sustainability, as seen in countries like Singapore, where innovation and research have propelled their manufacturing sector to global competitiveness.
In our effort to revitalize the Nigerian economy through non-oil export, we must focus on sectors with high export potential. Some sectors have shown great promise, such as textile and apparel. The global textile and apparel market is valued at $1.7 trillion. Nigeria has a rich legacy in textile production, and by focusing on quality, we can once again become a leading exporter of high-quality garments. Pharmaceuticals. The global pharmaceutical market is expected to rise and reach $1.8 trillion in 2024. The pharmaceutical industry has significant growth potential to serve both local and international markets. Automobile and motor parts. The global automotive market is valued at $4 trillion in 2024 and is growing rapidly at the rate of 3.9%. So we need to take the initiative We need to take the opportunities. We need to realize what we can do and make export opportunities for all our industry and commercial concern. As a financial institution, Keystone Bank has been playing a significant role in supporting Nigeria's manufacturing sector. Currently, we have allocated about 23% of our loan portfolio to manufacturing and commerce, with a total loan of 11,600 loans granted to individual manufacturing concerns. We are bullish on the future of manufacturing in Nigeria, especially in the Southeast, where we have a strong presence with over 17 branches and over 350 employees. Additionally, we have created a product called the Oga account that is actually meant to support business growth in the Southeast and, of course, promote the business partnership between the owners and their young partners.
Congratulations, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. You people are doing well, and I'm soliciting that I will become your member very soon, if you permit. And so, I thank you all on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I wish you all the best and the support of Mr. President that will continue to partner with people in the building and rebuilding of our nation, Nigeria.
We as a people, we can do this. So I thank you, Adam, and the organizers of this program. I know how, with your supportive husband, I know how hard you can fight to get what you want. Of course, getting us here. I'm cutting it short because I quickly have to rush for a flight to Abuja. But I'm charging all of us that are here that this is a clarion call for beauty, a clarion call for us to come together as a people, think together, work together, and we will all succeed in making this country better for all of us.
The AGM, which featured 2 panel discussions and roundtable sessions on the ease of doing business, export competitiveness, and other critical issues affecting the manufacturing sector, had in attendance public officials, including representatives of regulatory agencies and other stakeholders.
PTI was done recently, as you said, and it is for the member country or the member states. So Nigeria is a member state of Africa, and then the PTI is just to ensure that Nigeria is also part of the protocols to launch.
We cannot talk about exports. I want to say it here before I run back to mine, and be talking about only agribusiness. It is wrong.
There's a need to actually communities to adopt, even if it is one crop. If it is pepper, let them just have pepper farm. You know, that people will come and know that community as a pepper producing community. A tomato
for the exporters, we try to take the pain away. All those issues that people face during export, standardization will tell you how to go about it. Registration to make your product ready for any market, we're there.
Train the people, get agronomists to help them. Off-takers are there, we can provide off-take, whatever they produce, we will buy. I tell you, from the southeast, we can provide 100% domestic food self-sufficiency and export nothing less than $100 billion worth of agro. We can feed the whole of West Africa, and that is the truth. But we must be very scientific.
Because of food insecurity, make sure that every woman go back to agriculture. We've trained so many youths into, because we partner with Songhai Mastercard, we've trained so many youths into this agricultural sector. And again, we've allowed all our women to start growing their food by themselves, so that they could not depend on political act or to depend any government. They have started doing something. By tomorrow,
people that are familiar or people that live in Enugu State know that there is no Monday sit at home in Enugu State. This was an activity funded or sponsored by non-state actors that crippled our economy, our regional economy, not just the state economy. But we've successfully put an end to it. We've also invested heavily in our security infrastructure. We set up a 20 billion security trust fund, and we've deployed capital from that trust fund towards creating a sophisticated security infrastructure, from the security surveillance system.
I want to establish the fact that in Anambra, Professor Chuma Charles Soludo insists on responsiveness in government. We have an established line where people are distressed. They can call that line. We call it grievance redress mechanism system under the ease of doing business. As you know, Anambra State is #1 in the ease of doing business ranking for all of southern Nigeria.
On the part of EEC, we are trying to put in all technically feasible commercial solutions to make it happen. But at the end of the day, the quantity of electricity that is required has to come, has to be generated, has to be transmitted.
We're not deploying capital correctly. When you see the way capital is being deployed in countries like Botswana or in Namibia, where they address their challenges directly, where they bring contractors together, they bring government together, they bring people that they want to train, they align them with public works, then you see the kind of success of capital deployment. And I'm part of a group of people that are saying that's how we have to be looking at capital in the Southeast if we really want to address the problems that we have.
We want to be able to reduce, or if we can eliminate, why not, our need for forex, our need to add to the strain on the economy for having to look for forex because we are getting our raw materials in the country. So that is our contribution to ensuring that businesses continue to thrive, because as you can imagine, Nigerian breweries, it's just, we are part of the value chain that you just see the product coming out.
The federal government was talking about pay as you earn, talking about VAT. These are ingredients that are of the state. I am not against the fact that they want to harmonize the tax. Beautiful. Because what we're doing now is not taxation, it's extortion. But whenever you want to encroach on any item that involves a federating unit, you have to consult that federating unit when it is within their exclusive legislative powers. So in Nigeria, we have a federalism where the federal government is assuming an imperial power. And that is why they keep coming up with policies that is enriching themselves and are not taking care of the people. Now, let's talk about astronomical energy costs. How do you expect a man who has planned a budget and within that budget cycle, you have increased the price of fuel from 195 naira to 1,200 naira? It is not sustainable. Now, how do you expect somebody who budgeted 500 naira per dollar to import commodity, and at the verge of importing it, you are telling him dollar has increased to 1,500 naira, 300% increase? It is not sustainable. How do you tax somebody? Because they name tax from different angles. When you say somebody should pay 35% interest rate, that's taxation. I call it extortion. Because except you are corrupt, you cannot be a manufacturer where the tariff is increased, where there is no electricity, and that's what we say astronomical energy costs. And then you expect him to manufacture and pay interest rate of 35%. This is a toxic environment. And we just have to stop it. Now, it is very easy. We have to now engage in macroeconomic stability. What kills a manufacturer is not even the amount he's paying for exchange rate. It is the fact that he will budget that he's going to pay this amount today, and tomorrow he will go and they will tell him it is no longer there. How do you plan? So we need macroeconomic stability. We need energy reduction in price in Nigeria is even terrible because we're suffering unaffordability and unavailability. So you don't even have it. And even if you bring the money, it is not even available. That is why people go to church and mosque. Because they don't seem to have any solution to it. And it is very easy. The problem is incompetence and corruption. It's as simple as that. We have laws for everything. As a lawyer, there is no country on earth that has as much laws as Nigeria. What we don't have is rule of law.
We are glad to know that we are no longer living in bondage. And that's a good one. And what is lacking in the issue of insecurity and criminality. And thank God that it's being addressed. And hopefully, from what we heard from the commissioners, very soon all those things will be a thing of the past. Remember, ease of doing business, when we get it right, we will have solved all the problems. When there is power, then most businesses will thrive easily. So it's going to be a continuous discussion. As ideas keep evolving, we'll keep bringing it up and putting it to work so that before long, that ease of doing business will be achieved.
Keynote speaker and former Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, described the manufacturing sector as a master key for unlocking Nigeria's economic challenges, while noting that export-driven manufacturing can reduce vulnerability to oil price fluctuations, generate revenue, and create jobs. Dr. Peterside advocated infrastructure development, stable monetary policies, and power sector reforms to support investment in the manufacturing sector.
Agriculture contributes about at most 20%, between about 20 to 40% of our GDP. But one sector does not grow. Recall what Achiomorita said, that for any economy to prosperous, its manufacturing base must be strong. If you follow that thing, our manufacturing base over the years has been between 8 and 10%. How do you expect Nigeria? It is manufacturing base that will create employment for people. It is manufacturing base that will increase tax revenue. Because if the manufacturing base is strong, the people who are being employed will be taxed, they will pay tax, the organizations will pay tax, it will increase revenue in the country. It will increase the level of economic activity. Now, if manufacturing is strong, you can be sure that power will be fixed, infrastructure will be fixed, all of those things will be fixed. But because our manufacturing base has been relatively stagnant for obvious reasons, we don't have supporting infrastructure, our manufacturers do not have access to finance, they are not given incentive. This is a major reason why we are where we are today.
The guest lecturer and the panelist, Dr. Nnemeka Onyeka Obiareri, FICA, MIRA, a certified financial engineer, investment banking executive, and development economist, dwelt extensively on the need for better strategies to improve the ease of doing business and facilitate more export earning.
Imagine where we have focused leadership. We're not asking these governors to give us their fuck and jack. We're not asking them to touch their IGR. We are asking them to provide the enabling environment, the structures. What's that? Yemi also said, give me structure and I will fund it. I have had privileges of meeting development funders. We have over $10 trillion out there. They are looking for structures. They are looking for good. Our chairman said something about cooperatives. You see, there is no bank that can fund development. That's the truth. They don't have the kind of funding. We're talking about it. The other day, the governor of Imo State gathered all the leaders of Igbo that they want to go and dredge. Where is that dredging since 3 years? Now let me tell you, for Igbo to be able to compete positively, we must have access to the international sea. We must have access to international air. We must have embassies of China, Singapore, America, and UK in Enugu, in Owads. Sabo Baba Airport must work. I was discussing with the brand manager of the Ethiopian airline, and I asked them, how come you don't bring the big bodied aircrafts into Enugu? You know how people like in boom boom.
Most of people don't use Enugu airport. Let me tell you why they don't use it. It's not because Enugu airport does not work. It's not because aircrafts are not coming. The aircraft they bring are the small aircrafts. And they told me because they don't have the passenger traffic. And I asked them, if I give you cargo traffic, will you bring the airlines? They said yes. And what kind am I giving them? I'm going to be giving them maggots, 90 tons per month, and I'm taking it to Canada. Maggots, Iguru! I produce it at 20 cents per kg. It sells for $19 per kg anywhere in Europe. And we can mass produce it over $1 billion here in Anambra. What of the rail? To do the rail from Lagos to Shagamu, to Ijebu-Ode, to Ore, to Benin, to Asaba, to Onitsha, to Owerri, to Port Harcourt, circle back Aba, Umuahia, Okigwe, Enugu, go back Abakaliki and Afikpo, back to Asaba, linking Ole and Lagos Airport to enable us export will take $5.2 billion. We've done the numbers. And this is something the Southeast governors can drive. The constitution has been amended to allow them to do it. If they are sincere, they can come together. We promise them to help them put the social place. We, some of us, will travel down to go and meet some of the biggest rail operators. If we have smart working governments, they will go to Innocent. In every local government area, come and set up special mechanic village for us, or even in the existing mechanic village. Innocent will set up a center there. They will provide a fund. It's SPG, PPP. Innocent will provide training for young men. You know, when you recycle mediocrity, excellence dies. And we will train them. When you have spare part centers in every local government area, when you have mechanics to take care of that motor class of motor in every local government area, people will buy it easily because they know anywhere they have issues, mechanics will show up.
If you have a look at the Nigerian map, in terms of solar, we are far better than Germany. But what Germany is doing with solar or sustainable energy is mind-blowing. And the intention is to look at how we can optimize the natural resources in terms of energy that we have. So, in order to position ourselves well, we totally feel that we need to come out here, which is why I'm here today. And I want to thank Lady Ada for inviting me here. We put together an energy summit. The reason for that summit, one, is to tell members that you have this company, you're a stakeholder in MPDC, and we are there to serve you. We can support you. We can help you. And we have partners that can help us, finance us, do projects for you. So that summit gave us high visibility.
In his presentation, a renowned chartered accountant, tax expert and business leader, Chief Blackie Okudili Ijezie, provided further insight on the new tax reform bills of the federal government.
If we simplify the tax laws, it will help assist the businesses. And I'm saying that the tax laws have been simplified. Before now, you find a lot of laws, tax laws are scattered in several laws. But now, all those tax laws that have been scattered have now been brought into one book called the Nigerian tax law. So it's like a mini Bible for tax people. You take it, you will see all the laws other than going from one to the other. That is in that tax law. Companies income tax is there, personal income tax is there, capital gains tax is there. All of them have been connected into one law, and I understand that the English, the technical jargon of taxation has been removed from it. So anybody who has it can equally understand what the law is all about. Apart from a value-added tax that has been increased that will be increased from 7.5% to 10% in year 2025, and it will only move from 10% in year 2026 to 12.5%, and it will remain like that for 2027 and 2028-29. But in 2030, it will now move to the highest level of 15%. That's what the law says. So it's not they are not increasing value-added tax to 15% by next year. They are increasing it to 10% initially, then from 2026 to 2029 to 12.5%, and by 2030 to 15%. Then it will remain there. Apart from that, most of the other taxes have been reduced.
The event also featured the presentation of awards to some eminent Nigerians by the Southeast branch of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria MAN. Presenting the award, the president of MAN, Otumba Francis Meshoye, OFR, noted that the beneficiaries were being honored in recognition of their invaluable contributions to national development. They included the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Honorable Nkiru Kasi Onyejocha, PhD OON, the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, DOB of Onitsha, His Majesty Igwe Nnemeka Alfred Ugochukwu Achebe, CFR Abogidi, the CEO Atlas Oranto Petroleum, Prince Engineer Dr. Arthur Eze Oziigbondo, Chief Dr. Ambassador Ikenna Obele Okunze Agwata, and the CEO Nedcomox Limited, Dr. Kennedy Okonkwo. Other notable personalities who received awards were Dr. Nnemeka Onyeka Obiareri, former DG Nimasa, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, veteran Nollywood actor and legal practitioner Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, Mr. Emeka Mba, and many more.
I am really very elated for this award. It's a great privilege to honor to receive this award of excellence and then international news.
I want to thank Lady Idozie, thank you so much.
I thank all of you immensely, and I say the reward for good work is more work.
Dedicate it to God Almighty and Nigerian women. Thank you and God bless you.
The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria Enugu, Anambra, Enugu and Ebonyi branch were giving a land graciously by the Anambra state government, which obviously we intended to use to build a new secretariat / office for our sector, for our organization. So unfortunately, obviously since 2014, basically this is 10 years ago now, we've not been able to make a lot of headway on this project for a number of reasons. Partly financial, partly some legal issues we are having as well. However, as I stand before you today, and because of the great work of a couple of people in our committee for the building as well as our lawyers, we've been able to put ourselves in a position where we are ready. I mean, as most of us know here, most of us being business people, whether we're manufacturers or not manufacturers, there is a thing with, when you're meeting somebody, you want to negotiate on something, it could be anything. One of the first questions you would usually ask somebody is, where's your office? Because it's one of the first signs of legitimacy. Because if you're trying to deal with somebody who doesn't have an office, it just gives you it's a slightly higher chance that there might be something, it could be fraudulent, you're going to be a bit concerned. But when someone has some office that they can present to you, something that you can come to, that it's registered, it's very visible, it gives you a bit more comfort. And so this is something that we want as well for ourselves, as an organization, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, and Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, and for our members. So being able to tell people that we have this office. So this is something that would encourage even new members, because if you bring a new member, you take them to the office, show them all the things you've got around there, it gives them some confidence in the organization. When we're doing advocacy projects, anything of the sort, if you're trying to invite somebody again, they're probably going to be a bit more encouraged by the sight of a physical building, some sort of office that you can sort of show them and take them to.
We have never seen it in this form before, and because that what she does, we have never seen it in this form, I will not fail to support whatever she stands for. Sheila Igaba in a Mofma. And on that note, I will also want to support this project. My company, we will support with the sum of 5 million naira.
Here I'm standing here. Let the message go to others. There's no other people that will build this project. I will drop 50 million naira.
Wow, wow, 50 million naira. Please a round of applause for Akudo. That is stepping it up really high.
50 million.
50 million naira.
Because I want this job to be done.
We're willing to provide land. A land that is not more than 8 minutes to Anambra Airport. A land that is not more than 10 minutes to the state capital. A land that is next, that opens up to the express, which runs from the commercial city of Onitsha to the state capital of Awka. This is a land situated in Upo. We're willing to provide up to 20 plots. Our land adjoining the express is valued at 20 million naira a plot, but we're willing to give it to this organization.
I'm here to support the chairman of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, and in the person of Ada Chukwudozie, and my elder brother, Chief Daniel Chukwudozie, the CEO of Tozi Group. I will support with the sum of 10 million.
Wow!
I will definitely participate, represent the company that I'm representing, McCann's Integrated. So I will be supporting this project with the sum of 20 million. Thank you.
So I'm giving the sum of, I'm supporting my sister. Great sister. I'm supporting this with a sum of 5 million. Thank you.
On behalf of all of us in Afia TV, we will make a small token donation because we also believe that our name should be there. We are in manufacturing because we're manufacturing good stories that promote the region. So we will put a token contribution of 1 million naira to the cause. Thank you so much.
There was also a gala night for members of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria and other stakeholders to dine and wine, featuring the cutting of man anniversary cake.
Give me a joyful cheer. An electrifying E. A scintillating S. An unstoppable U. And a superlative S. Jesus.
The thrilling sights, bites, and sounds from the manned Southeast 36th Agm Awards and Gala night in Enugu will continue to evoke sweet memories in years to come.
I'm so proud of what we have achieved in this AGM, and I am only praying that we'll be able to implement all that we have learned, all that we have discussed. I pray that in no sooner time we'll be able to be exporting our Osensuka. We'll be able to make the southeastern region an export hub for the Nigerian economy.
Coming here is enough encouragement. It's an endorsement. And so I have endorsed her, and I wish her all the best. And I know that we're going to partner with her. We're going to partner with man all over the country.
Lady Ada Chukwudozie is a maverick. No wonder they made her the chairman of a bank. In addition to her role as the chairman of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. I remember the role she also played during the minimum wage time when they are negotiating with labor. You saw how it ended up peacefully. It is because of the contribution of people like Lady Ada Chukwudozie, and you can see what she organized, and you can see the creme de la creme that came to discuss on this issue and prefer solutions. My commendations to her. She is just spot on.
Lady Ada Chukwudozie, the chairman of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Anambra, Enugu, and Ebonyi, has been a very good blessing to us. She has done so much for the community because she is acting as an interlocutor between the government agencies and the organized private sector.
Our leadership is very clearly demonstrated in the quality of people who are here, in the quality of the content, the sequence of events, the issues being addressed, and the solutions that are being proposed.